Stay focused on the fact today. Only on ATM.
Good evening and welcome to Sports Extraordinary on Atlantic Television Network. My name is Kingsley Manuel and I'm very happy to be here this evening to bring you up to speed with the latest revolving around the world of sports. Of course, the opening ceremony of the Paris Olympic Game is on, and of course we're going to be bringing you the latest, down there in Paris. I'll also take a look at the latest as it concerns.
Around the globe, stay focused on the fact today. Only on ATM.
On. So now it's this winner after bench. This winner 12 years for this. So drink it in. Still goes to Do I need love to be immortality as an athlete? 19.79. It's a goal. It's 8 goals.
Yeah, good evening to you, Kingsley, and good evening to our viewers out there. It's always a delightful moment doing this with you.
All right, let's head straight, of course, to Paris. Really getting interesting at the moment. Marking their 19th appearance since debuting in 1952, ever colorful and joyous Nigeria once again be the signature of all eyes as the 2024 summer Olympic officially gets on the way today with an opening ceremony like no other, signaling the start of the multi-sport that will run through August 11 in Paris. and 16 other cities spread across metropolitan France, plus one sub-site in Tahiti, French Polynesia. A total of 206 nations and 10,714 athletes will be striving for medals in 32 sports and 329 events down there. Michael, first, before we take a look at the situation of things for Team Nigeria down there in Paris, what do you make of the opening ceremony of the Paris 2024 Olympic Games?
For me, I think I expect massive things out there happening. I expect glitz and glamour at this year's talking about Baron per Coubertin, which 12 countries took part. So Paris has been a very, significant place. Fireworks. I'm expecting nothing less than colorful. I'm expecting nothing less than beauty and the fame, the popularity, the showcase of the rich history and culture of the French, capital out there. So for me, keeping my fingers crossed, hoping that all these things is going to come to play as the opening ceremony.
All right, let's see how it goes. We also got to report that the Paris Games is the first to achieve gender parity among athletes, with 5 categories, rugby 7, handball, and archery, of course, already on. And we're looking forward to see more of the events after the opening ceremony today. But we're going to report as well.
The globe in their different profession coming together to ensure that there is this unity of purpose, which is trying to also unify all nations that are members of the IOC to come and demonstrate their talent, thereby giving everybody that flat platform for you to come and express their talent, which for me was one of the reasons why the ancient Greek was also captured and conquered, because if we must go into the history of the Olympic game, I think time may not permit us to go through it, but then freeborn of that time were not part and parcel of it. We are not allowed to take part of it in it. But when Macedonia and Rome invaded and conquered the ancient city of Greece, then they now throw the platform open for everybody, whether you are an indigene or not an indigene. Come and take part in going out there. Not just people that you can rely on. These are names that truly speak volume into your heart. When you hear the name Tobilola Amusun, what comes to your mind is a world record holder. When you hear the name Chukwuebuka Enekwechi, you know he has done it before and he can do it. When you hear the name Blessing Effiong, when you hear the name Haruna Quadri, these are athletes that have been able to showcase their talent and proven beyond reasonable doubt that they have the capacity and what it takes to be able to deliver the deliverable, to be able to deliver on the mandate. What is the mandate? Win silverware, win gold, win bronze, bring back home something that is tangible, surpass your previous outing. If this year's edition, the contingent that we have assembled, outweighs the previous contingent of 56, now it's 87. So it means a large number, not just large number, but also large number vested with quality as well. So we have a great chance of surpassing our previous mark. And of course, you take a look at the history. There have never been a time where we have it this good. None of these 12 sporting units have ever complained since the preparation of this Paris Olympic Games of paucity of fund, which was hitherto the problems that whenever we are preparing for the Paris Olympic Games, it's either you hear that the Basketball Federation have not camped because of paucity of fund. It's either you hear that players are not in camp because they missed their flight, or their flight are not ready, or money has not been sent to them for their flight. So in a long while, this is the only year where I think we've been able to galvanize ourselves in an orderly manner. Medals. We should be aiming higher. 12 medals, the athlete out of 87, if they hear that this is the target and they are 87, okay, if they get to win 12 bronze or 12 silver, I think they are okay. You know, so that will not challenge them to go for the gold. Out of 87, you should be aiming for 40 or 50. That is going to pile pressure on our athletes to deliver on the money, to double their effort, because a massive target has been set for them. And so for me, I'm not comfortable. I will continue to say it, that I'm not comfortable with a target of 12 medals. Though when he saw the vision, it wasn't clear to him, you know, so whether he will be able to say whether it is gold out of those. You might outplay your opponent, have 99.90% ball possession, but at the end of it all, if you don't take your chances, and the opposite team that doesn't have the ball possession manage to score a half goal, if there is anything like half goal in football, they'll go back and lock their shop, throw away the key. Their defense become impenetrable. You can't break their defense. And that is how the game will end. And nobody asks you who had the ball possession, more of the ball possession. What we ask is who won the game. So for me, they did their best. But is their best good enough? No, because we didn't get a point or even 3 points. And we are in danger of not coming alive in that group. Because if you take a look at our next feature, world power, again, talking about Spain. You know how, you know,
persons were not happy with his, you know, tactics yesterday. The guests were not that, you know, inspiring. The passes weren't
connecting.
clinical, yes, and as well having to. He also benched Ashiru Oshola for 90 minutes, you know, in that particular encounter. And so many persons were not happy, looking at the fact that if you want to compare the likes of Ifomo, Anomono, and Oshola, you will say Oshola, of course, is very much informed than her. So why benching Oshola?
Among these players, they are working like a unit, so there must have been something. So I want to spare him the blushes of keeping Cesar Oshola on the bench, because I think he knows the reason.
All right, let's see how it goes. But have you been so impressed with Round the World Drum? You know, he stayed so far with the Super Falcons of Nigeria. Impressed with his managerial acumen so far with the side?
I've not been impressed, honestly speaking. I know so many persons will say, whoa, are you like serious? But then I'm serious about it. I've not been impressed. How far have we gone since he came on board? We just exited at the last World Cup in round of 16, and we are applauding ourselves that we did a lot. Going out of round of 16 for a team like Nigeria.
We didn't even
that
do well in the last WAFCON. I think they finished this particular Olympics. Even we all know that we also have a lot of Nigerians in France. What could be the reason that they didn't turn up?
They have two factions right now. The former, I don't want to mention names before I complicate issue. They are fighting among themselves. This one, if you actually watch the last African Cup of Nations, you will notice something, that the fans group